This week on SNN, we begin a new series this March in honor of Women's History Month. ASB discusses where to watch the rally from last week, and the athletic directors talk about grades, eligibility, and upcoming testing. These stories and more as SNN starts right now.
Happy Friday, Centurions. Hey, before we start, we need to send a round of applause to our wonderful ASB program. That rally last week was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for that. Choir, band, cheer, your performances were great, and it was just really, really special to watch you all perform. Also, I want to congratulate Mrs. Guerrero and her ACTEC team for placing top 10 in the state. They're going on to the next level of competition, and we wish you all the best of luck. More things to celebrate. We have video production students who won a big award for directing Change video. I believe they won over $600 for the program, so thank you so much. Hey, next week, we actually start some athletic competitions on campus. So if you're an athlete and you're going to be competing in a game, please remember that we can only allow 2 supervisory household members per athlete to attend a game. So you will be given a list by your coach to fill out household members, but please understand that only 2 people from your household can attend a contest. We feel horrible about that, but that's what the LA County requirements are. The most important thing is we're excited that we can start having competitions again. Finally, ID cards. You need to have your ID card our first day back on campus, which should be in the near future. So please find your ID card. It's probably somewhere at home. Put it on your lanyard, wear it around your neck. I'm doing it every day. We all have to do it every day when we're on campus when we show up. We will have a makeup day for people who lost their ID cards, so please watch your student email accounts for that information. Centurions, we love you. We miss you. Look forward to getting you back here soon. Have a great weekend.
Good morning, Saugus. I'm Katie Garibay, and today is Friday, March 5th. For today's Fact of the Week, we thought we'd let you know about the history behind Women's History Month. Women's History Month began as a local celebration in Santa Rosa, California. The organizers selected the week of March 8 to correspond with International Women's Day. The movement spread across the country as other communities initiated their own Women's History Week celebrations. It began to grow in popularity until 1987, when it was passed by Congress to designate March as Women's History Month, which is now celebrated every year. Please stand for the flag salute.
Please stand, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now be seated.
Congratulations to senior Julius Castillo, who was selected for the Scsboa Jazz Ambassadors, an honors jazz band. The audition and selection is highly competitive, with only 2 available drum set positions available for Southern California. He will partake in the master class rehearsals and music elective sessions on March 13th, with a streamed concert at a later date. Congratulations again. Seniors, SNN needs your pictures from your childhood to high school. Sports, class life, extracurricular activities, vacation, anything you can think of that marks a great memory that you've had throughout your life. Send your submissions through our Instagram page over direct message or email them to the email listed below. The deadline for submissions is March 26. We will, however, accept pictures of college acceptances in April. This January, Directing Change released the My Beautiful Brain contest, where students were tasked with creating an entry that provides information on how we can influence the health of our brains. Receiving an honorable mention, here is Sean Pacheco with How Our Sleep Cycle Tells a Story.
Different story structures allow for many unique ways to craft beautiful worlds that are often only seen in our dreams. The way we fall asleep actually seems to have many parallels to storytelling as well. For example, Act 1 begins the moment you close your eyes. Like the audience drifting into an unknown world, your eye movement slows and you drift off to sleep as your brain produces peaceful alpha and theta waves. In Act 2, the tension rises as your brainwaves suddenly transform into speedy sleep spindles. This would be the moment in the story that the conflict is introduced, and when one should wake up if they are taking a nap to not feel groggy. Acts 3 and 4 would go together to make up the middle. The entry act represents the entry into an unknown world, while the acceptance act represents when the protagonist must accept their flaws. The middle of the story needs to be long and powerful, like the slow delta waves during these sleep stages. The final act represents when the protagonist must meet their final challenge, and when the brain recalls procedures, creativity, and emotion. Like the brain's processes, you should look back at your story and make sure everything builds towards the climax.
Thanks, Sean. With technology following us everywhere we go, it can be very easy to forget how important sleep is for our mental health. Make sure you get a full 9-hour cycle of sleep every night so you can make the most of your own story. The ZONTA Club of SCV is offering Young Woman in Public Affairs Awards to Outstanding Young Women. 3 applicants, 16 to 19 years old, attending local high schools will receive an award up to $1,000. Applications are due today. To apply, visit the link listed below. It would also be in our description of the video. SCV Education Foundation is a scholarship for SCV students who are interested in pursuing a major career in education at a 2- or 4-year college. Applications are due today if you are interested. To apply, go to the website listed below. Now on to Sierra Bennett with this week's ASB Minute.
Good morning, Saugus. This is Sierra Bennett with this week's ASB Minute. If you were unable to view last week's winter formal rally or would like to rewatch it, the video is still available for viewing on YouTube. Stay tuned for more upcoming events on our Instagram and here on SNN as well. That's all from me. Now on to Mr. Lapata and Mr. Marshall with this week's Athletic Director's Minute.
Good morning, Centurions, and happy Friday. My name is Mr. Lapata, and this is Mr. Marcia, and this is the Athletic Director's Minute. I'm going to let Mr. Marcia talk a little bit about attendance and the return to athletics.
Hey, as we pick up here and we got games coming soon, I wanted to cover one big thing that a lot of freshmen might not be aware of, and that is attendance. In order to be eligible on game day to play, you need to be present in each and every class. On time, there all the time. Do not get marked absent. If you are marked absent and you play in that game, your team will forfeit. Do not let that happen, guys. So this is this is the most important thing. Make sure on game days that you guys are attending all classes and getting there on time. If you sleep in, you better let your coach know, because if they find out later that you played in that game, you're going to be the worst teammate on that team. So just make sure you guys are taking care of that.
All right, and here it is. Schedules have been made and are ready for all sports except for sports that are being played inside. So we're still waiting on boys volleyball and both basketball programs. But there are sports for every other team out there. So athletes, be prepared. Make sure you're showing up if you choose to. Remember now, you cannot be forced to show up here to play. It must be on your will that you are here. Last thing, athletes, now that you're back on campus. I walked around yesterday afternoon. It looked like a normal day of school. There were athletes everywhere. You guys were doing a wonderful job keeping your masks on, social distancing. You were following all the rules. What I'm saying to you is you have to be better than everybody else. There is an absolute microscope on all of you right now, and there are some people just waiting for you to screw up. Don't be the one. Make sure you are better than everybody else. Follow the rules, especially when you're on this campus, and be the best Centurion you can be. With that being said, again, thank you to the S&N crew. Thank you to all the teachers that are being so supportive here of all you athletes and all the other students, all students. We appreciate you, and back to our anchor.
Thanks, Mr. Lapata and Mr. Marsha. Good morning, Saugus. I'm Olivia Kern with the second half of this week's show. Saugus Choir is joining other district choirs in their first ever First Friday showcase. Students from every school will sing solos, and this will continue to take place on the first Friday of every month. It will be streamed at 6 p.m. on the Hart District Show Choir Twitch channel, whose link will be in the description of the video. It's that time of the year to take the SAT and the ACT. To register for the SAT, go to the College Board website. To register for the ACT, go to act.org. The deadlines to register for the SAT are April 8th for the May 8th test and May 6th for the June 5th test. The deadlines to register for the ACT are March 12th for the April 17th test and May 7th for the June 12th test and June 18th for the July 17th test. Study hard and good luck. The month of March marks the beginning of Women's History Month. S&M wants to inform you on some important female figures. Let's go to Max to learn more about Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey is a talk show host, media executive, actress, and billionaire philanthropist who was born January 29, 1954, in Kosciuszko, Mississippi. In 1971, she left her troubling family life to pursue a career in radio broadcasting. After her first show, People Are Talking, Oprah went on to host The Oprah Winfrey Show, which ran from 1986 until 2011.
My name is Oprah Winfrey. Oprah, spelled O-P-R-A-H, and if you noticed, it's Harpo spelled backwards.
From then on, her popularity soared with giving feats such as obscure publishers fame in Oprah's book club, publishing her own magazine, launching the Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa, and even earning the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2013. In addition, Oprah became the first female African-American billionaire.
Oprah can do anything!
Her fans adore her open, warm-hearted personal style, and she has become a household name. This has been Max Vetsali reporting for SNN.
Make sure to stay tuned to next week's show to learn more about the different empowering women. The Student Care Line can be used to safely report all issues relating to mental health and the student's general well-being. The goal of this new line is to stop problems while they're small before they become bigger issues. The Student Care Line is 661-235-5662 and can also be found in the description of the video. That's all for today. I'm Olivia Kern. All links and resources mentioned in today's show will be listed in the description of the video. Remember that we start with Week A schedule next week. Have a great day and a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday.